When I first got into radio, there was an extra perk that I didn't expect.
Keep staring, people will don't care.
I kind of had a master plan telling you how my career ended and then telling you how it began, because now we're beginning all over again. And I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me shortly after moving to WNEX. We had some great groups come through Macon, Georgia, and one of the reasons was partially because Elvis Presley played Macon a lot. Now, it turned out that Colonel Tom Parker, who was Elvis Presley's manager, was good friends with Jack Lavery, who managed the Macon Coliseum. And so when Elvis played Macon, other bands would see this and go, well, hey, if Elvis plays Macon, why shouldn't we play Macon? Terry Taylor, the program director, comes to me and he says, would you like to MC a concert? I really did have the opportunity to MC some great concerts. You basically go on stage, you get the crowd all hyped up, and you tell them a little bit about the group, and just get them excited to see them, introduce the band. They pay you $125, and you can either stay and watch the concert or go home. Wait a minute. They pay me, and I get to watch the concert? Yeah, man, we don't do this for free. The night before the concert, which I know is a Sunday night, they invited me to their hotel to have a meeting. The first concert I ever attended was a Beach Boys concert when I was about 10 years old. It hadn't been 10, because I think they were here in 64 maybe? 64 or 65, I was 10 or 11. I go to the Macon Hilton, which is where they were staying, and they told me to go to the front desk, tell them who I was, and who I was there to see, and that they would escort me up to the room. Jean Dixon, the lady that makes all these crazy predictions about what's going to happen in the future, predicted that because of poor construction, the Macon Coliseum would fall because of the vibrations from the amplifiers during this Beach Boy concert. My parents immediately went and bought 2 tickets. I do what I'm told and I go up to the room, and they were the most accommodating, lovely people I think I've ever met. I mean, it was really weird. I entered the room, and the guys are just kind of laying around the room watching Ed Sullivan. I'm gonna go over there and talk to Topo Gigio. So my friend Buddy Wynn and I go to this concert, and the Beach Boys were 4 hours late. They got held up, and you know, the backup band has played Everything They Know 4 times. Because they've been in show business so long, I guess they were interested in what a typical kid's life would be like in a town like Macon, Georgia. They gave me the impression that they really loved what they did, but it's hard to be growing up and have this kind of going venue to venue, fan to fan, and really not to get much outside of the box. Finally, they came on. It was one of the best concerts I have ever seen. That was my first concert. You know who the last person was that I interviewed on my radio show? Bruce Johnston of the Beach Boys. And they said, we're going to say goodbye now, and thank you very much for a great job well done that you haven't done yet, because we leave the concert really quickly. The second concert that I emceed shortly after that was Steppenwolf. Now that was completely different. So the night of the concert, I get there early. I have to introduce the warm-up band, which I think was Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. And so I got on stage for the first time. I'd never done this before in my life. And I look out, and there's a sea of like 5,500 girls in the Macon Coliseum. And they gave me this poster to hold up. And when I held this up, the screams were unbelievable. The limo with the Osmonds pulls up. They all get out of the car, and Donnie proceeds to slam his hand in the car door. He plays keyboard. They bring out a big bucket of ice, and he puts his hand in the ice, and basically I stayed back there and played checkers with he and his brother Jimmy until it was time to bring him on. They would tell me which mic to use on stage, and then when I was off stage, they had a special introduction mic, and the producer standing right next to him, and he says, now you will introduce them on the 8th crescendo or arpeggio or something. And I said to him, I got no idea what you mean. I'll just cue you. Solid. So the time comes for them to go on stage, and you start to hear it build. And they told me, now, when it gets to the 8th, whatever it is, you just scream, The Osmonds! And that's how it came down. They blew on the stage, and for the next hour and a half, it was an amazing performance. I mean, it was like a Las Vegas show brought to Macon. John Kay was amazing. You know, they came in the back door, and I swear, you see that curly-haired guy playing the keyboard? He must have been 7 feet tall. They hit the post every time. It was just amazing, like clockwork. But the most amazing thing was how they left. Because they do the end of the song, and they say,
thank you for coming. You've been great. We love you. Good night.
Good night. The minute minute they're off stage, the car's running. It's pointing straight out of the Coliseum. They get in that car and they are gone. Before people realize there's not an encore, they're back at the Macon Hilton. John Kay, the lead singer of Steppenwolf, is wearing his traditional sunglasses, and one of the lens fell out. I don't think he knew the lens had fallen out. I'm standing up there watching the crowd and watching them, and he's standing up there singing a song with just one lens and his sunglasses. And I look at the crowd, and kids were popping lenses out of their sunglasses. I mean, they had one lens in their sunglasses. They thought it was like a fashion statement or something. After the concert, I went home, and my dad said, "Son, how'd it go?" And I said, "It went all right. You know, I really wasn't sure. I wasn't real sure of myself. I'd never done this before, but I think it was okay. They put on a great show." He said, "You did great." I said, "How'd you know?" He said, "I was there." Isn't it amazing how much John Kay looks like Miles Dyer?